What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got to build a rear bumper for the FJ40. Now I know a lot of you guys are going to hate me because I'm not putting a spare tire back here. To put a 40-inch tire on the back of the FJ is just going to add a lot of weight up high. And I got other plans. I got other things I want to mount on the back. You can see right there. We need some extra fuel. Now I know a lot of you guys suggested or was curious why I kept the original tank underneath the seat because it is kind of small. I think it's an 18.5 gallon. There's no other spot for a fuel tank on this thing. With everything in the back, on top of the axle, the links and everything, there is, my links come within like an inch of the frame. So there's no room at all for a fuel tank underneath the back. So I was kind of forced to keep that tank. And I want to carry extra fuel. So I got two 2-gallon tanks. I know it's not a lot, that's 4 gallons. But I mean, 4 gallons should get you out of the woods anyway. So I want to mount that, and then I got a high lift as well I'm going to throw on the back. So it's going to have to be a swing out. We're going to have to build the bumper itself off of the frame and then build a swing out on top of the bumper to mount the gas and the high lift too. So that is a plan. We're going to grab some cardboard. You guys know I love making these bumpers out of cardboard and then kind of dialing it in, get the look I want with cardboard, and then I'll cut it all out of steel. It saves so much time building the bumper once you get to the steel part because you know exactly how it's going to look. You don't have to cut some steel and then recut it because you don't like how it looks. Well, that's what we came up with so far. I am actually really liking it. So we got a little step here, mainly because I got 2 kids and I'm thinking it might be easier to go through the back instead of folding the seats forward. So I put a little step there. I don't know. Plus I like the design of it. One thing I want to do is trim some of this frame out. I can't cut too much because I want to save that brace in there, just to keep all the strength in the back, but trim that corner off. I think that'll look good. So here is my little hinge set up for my swing out. That is going to go, I'm planning on going through the bumper on the top right there, and I got just enough clearance for this. It's going to be a little tight, but I think that'll work. So I'm liking that. I'm going to start building this out of steel now. So I'm just going to cut the main pieces and kind of cut as I go just to make sure all the fit up is good. And then we got a nice place for mounting, right to the frame here. I do want to throw just a simple hitch in the bumper. So I might cut this out a little bit just to kind of recess the hitch up. So let's start getting some steel ready. This is all going to be cut out of 3/16. Well, we got a little change of plans here. We got a bunch more parts cut. These little 1-inch strips here are for the bottom of the bumper right there. We got this main plate here that is going to integrate into the hitch. So basically this is going to just weld in right up in there, and we'll weld that to the hitch and everything. If you guys are going to buy these plans, I'm just going to have this as one solid plate all the way across here, so that you know everything is one piece here against the frame, and then it's going to be gusseted and welded all the way through. I mean, this hitch is going to be basically plated into the front and into the back, into the entire bumper. So it's going to be super strong. We got 4 8-bolts right here, and then we got our 2 other mounts here. These 2 are also bolt holes. So if you're curious why there's so many holes in there, there's a couple of rivets back here. So this mounts, this is going to bolt on right there, and then that is another bolt hole, and it's obviously adjustable too. You can see I slotted all these holes so we can fine tune it, adjust this bumper up and down. A couple other things. I want to replace these plates with these plates because I completely spaced having a spot for hooks. So those are going to weld in right there. We're going to chop those out, replace those. And then I did decide I do want to plate or just run a mount up right here. So we're gonna run that right there. So I mentioned I got plans for this bumper. Now, if you guys have been following me, you know all my bumper builds, I sell plans for it. So I either do a DXF file for like a CNC plasma table like I have, or I do paper templates. On this one, I may just do the DXF file because there's probably not a whole lot of you wanting to build one of these. Let me know down in the comments if you do want paper templates. I can do them. But I mean, my truck is so much different with how I relocated the taillights up. The factory taillights mount on the bumper. I figured a lot of people probably aren't going to want to move taillights around and everything just to build a bumper, but I could be wrong. If you guys really like this bumper and don't have access to a plasma table, I can do paper templates, which is basically everything is drawn to scale. It's like an 8-foot long piece of paper. Every little piece is on that paper drawn out to scale. So you just basically cut all the little pieces out, trace that onto your steel, and you can cut it out by hand. I've been selling a lot of those for like other Toyota pickups. Drop a comment, let me know if you want paper templates. I can do them. If not, DXF file is on the website for you guys, avrcustoms.com. All right, we're getting this mount and this swing out all figured out. So I got this all drawn up. This is basically a mock-up of what we're doing. So you can see the tube here. We're just gonna do a hoop like that. These are the 2 gas cans. These are the 2 mounts for the high lift. So now, judging off of this, I got all the right radiuses and everything in here. I can tell where exactly we need our bends, or the start and the end of each bend on our tube. The angle to cut, you see I'm gonna notch it into the actual mount there, the pivot. So we're gonna do that, and then we got the angles of every cut. So it's gonna be super easy to design or to bend the tube, and it's gonna be super easy to design a plate to mount everything. So basically what I think I'm going to do is just take like an 1/8 inch plate and kind of plate in between. I mean, it's going to have some sort of a design here, but wrap it down here and then up on this side to have mounts for the gas cans and then mounts for the high lift mount there. So we got this all measured out here. You can see we got our first leg. That's the start. That's the end of the bend, in between the bend, and then a start and the end of the bend. We are doing all this on the Rogue Fab bender. This thing is super nice. One cool thing about my specific bender is they sent over a 2 horsepower motor. It's an electric motor. This thing is like 5 times faster than it used to have an air over hydraulic ram. With this thing, it is so much more powerful, faster, smoother, and easier. It's amazing. If you guys do a lot of bending work, I would highly recommend getting one of these motors. They're so sweet. Oh my gosh, guys, this is freaking perfect. Look at that fitment. It is absolutely exactly how I wanted it. It's a little bit tight. We can drop these tanks down and we can also raise the jack up. It's just touching. And then we got, like I wanted, about an 1/8 inch gap there. We got about an 1/8 inch gap between the 2 tanks at the spout. Down here it's about a 1/2 inch, so everything fits so freaking perfect. I love having that Fusion 360, the CAD. I mean, I designed all this in CAD and then I just cut it as it was in the CAD and it turned out freaking perfect. So we do have some more stuff to figure out. I wanted to find a stop for it so it doesn't overextend, because if you go too far, the jack eventually will hit the body if it's like way out here, if it swings way too far. So I want to find a somehow make a stop for it, and then we got to mount our latch. I also have a rubber stop on the way for this side to kind of clip into so it doesn't rattle around. It's a polyurethane stop for that side. And then, like I said, latch, we need to figure out license plate as well. I'm really not sure where to put it. Obviously I can't hard mount it out here because then you can't pull the tanks off. It's kind of an eyesore having a plate back here with all this goodness, but we do want a plate on the back, so we got to figure that out as well. progress has been made. We got everything ready to go. The hooks and like for the latch and everything, we just have to weld onto the bumper. It's all ready to go. There's that, and then the stop, if I can get it out of there, right there. So I'm gonna actually probably just glue like some thinner rubber on there. I was gonna try to use this. That's what I originally bought for it, but you can see there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit this. Even if I cut it up a bunch, there's just no way I'm gonna be able to fit that back behind that actual tube there. So scratch that idea. Well, I just made my own. We also got that little stop set up, and cool thing, it runs up that angle really nice and smooth. So I don't have to, I don't have to lift it up as I'm closing it. It automatically closes, latches, just perfect. So I'm going to get that stuff welded on, and this will be done. We got the license plate mount in the oven. We're gonna do some powder coating on that. Like always, we're using prismatic powders and the stone black. So this stuff's super easy. The reason I'm powder coating it is it's so fast and so easy, and I won't have to worry about doing the, the primer and the paint and everything. It's so much easier just to throw some powder coat on it. It's going to take 20 minutes and it'll be cured up. You can see the curing, it cures for 10 minutes. So once it cools off after 10 minutes, we're good to go. The gun I use, this is a Redline EZ50. You can see right there. It's it's a budget gun. For the price, it's like 400 bucks. For the price, you really can't complain. It actually works pretty good. So once those come out of the oven, we'll let them cool down. We'll shoot them out with the powder, throw them back in for 10 minutes, 400 degrees, pull them out, it's cured. In the meantime, while that's curing, like I said, we'll get this bumper finished up, and then we'll pull it off and get it ready for paint. Well, boys, that is a wrap. The bumper, carrier, lift mount, tank mount. It's incredible. I love it. I think it turned out absolutely perfect. Now, like I said, if you guys are interested in building this, I will have all the plans up on the website, avrcustoms.com. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna go with the DXF file for now. And if I get a lot of people wanting paper templates, I can always do that. But DXF file is up on the website if you want to build one. And like always, if you guys want to check out any of the stuff we use, from the high lift, the gas cans, all the little hardware pieces, mounts, lights, etc., I'll have everything linked down in the description box for you guys. You can find it all there. I do actually have a discount code for you on the lights we put on the rear bumper, so check the description for that as well. Well, anyways, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Why don't you go smash that thumbs up button, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.